This week is a total dream come true for my younger self and honestly for my current self too. If you were a teen obsessed with WB dramas, alien human love stories, and early 2000s angst, you already know the impact of Roswell. We're beyond excited to welcome two incredible guests, actors Majandra Delfino and Brendan Fehr, who played Maria DeLuca and Michael Guerin, one of the most iconic couples in YA TV history.
Welcome to the No More Late Fees podcast. I'm Jackie.
And I'm Danielle, and we're just two best friends and ex-Blockbuster employees rewatching some of the best and worst movies from the late 90s and early 2000s. This week on the No More Late Fees podcast, we're so excited to have actors Majandra Delfino and Brendan Fehr. Beyond starring on Roswell, you may also know them from their other amazing work during the 90s and 2000s, and now they're back together for a rewatch podcast called X-Files. And fun fact, this interview only happened because of all of you and a TikTok I made showing off my insane Roswell scrapbook from high school. And Mahandra and Brendan saw it, and the universe was in our favor, and they have agreed to be on the show. That's how powerful this fandom is, and my insanity. So buckle up, be very excited because this is going to be fun, right?
Nice to meet you guys.
Very nice to meet you.
So there was this whole thing has been a dream for me. Jackie's just been holding my poor little hand this whole journey. But there was a night that you messaged us on, you sent us a DM, Brendan, on Instagram.
DMs.
Yes. No more winking. I'm just trying to keep it composed here. You're going to make me crash out for real. So there's a voice note that I sent to Jackie because I called her after you sent the message and she didn't answer. So I left her voice message like, I'm freaking out. I took a gummy and Brendan messaged me. And I think to my own devices, I will do something crazy. Where are you right now? And so she was in a movie and she comes back out. She's like, what the hell is going on? I already freaked out when Mahandra sent the email. I was like, I can't do this. I don't even want them on. I'm going to have a heart attack. Like, this is no bueno.
I called her back and she's like, oh, I'm sleeping. I was like, oh, okay. So this was just a minor.
The gummy kicked in.
Yes.
I was like, okay, well, Thunderbolts was really good. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
That's funny.
I love it.
So I was like, I made the video on TikTok of my Roswell insane clip book that I was like, either somebody will see it or somebody will call the police and think that I'm a stalker. So we'll see what happens. And then I think your producer like wrote a comment because somebody tagged. And I was like, oh man, I'd love to have those two on the show. And you guys made it happen.
Yes.
I am so thankful for that.
We're
Well,
so
I mean,
happy.
absolutely. Of course. We had no idea. Thank God for Steven. We're still like out of the loop.
So wait, was that on TikTok?
Yeah, it was on
Yeah, I
TikTok.
don't have TikTok.
Oh man. Well, you both are very cherished on TikTok. A lot of people make videos and talk about you. I'm sure you probably know. But I saw Issa Rae and Kerry Washington talk about Roswell. I'm guessing it was on Issa Rae's podcast.
Okay.
And I was like, this is my moment. Black women talking about Roswell. I've got to make a video.
And was Carrie on board as well, or was she like,
Yeah,
what?
she was
Oh,
like,
okay.
I know Roswell. I mean,
That was the extent of it. She's like, heard of it.
No,
Yeah.
they both seem very like Issa apparently loved the show, and I
Not a
think
black person on it.
Octavia
sometimes
Spencer. We had Octavia Spencer.
It was-
I'm sure she played
Yeah, we did have
something, like,
Octavia
very
Spencer at one
demeaning.
point, yeah.
You know?
as a black person growing up in the 90s and 2000s, you just became accustomed to that. I think you gravitated to the things that resonated with you, and you just had to use your imagination because representation was dismal at the least.
Yeah.
But I think that's why I like the show so much, because it definitely was a perspective of outsiders. So yes, there wasn't a black person in sight, but I could definitely relate to the alien teenage angst of it all. So I think that's what got me hooked, because I watched everything on the WB, but there was something about that show, like crack for me, that I was obsessed. Poor
Yeah.
Jackie lived through it in high school.
I was just like, oh, okay.
And what were you watching in high school?
So it was funny. About a year and a half ago, we interviewed Cyrus from The Real World. I'm like, this is me interviewing Cyrus. I'm like, that's what it equates to because I watched The Real World like religiously, and Cyrus was one of my favorite people on it.
I used to watch The Real World, and I remember the name Cyrus, but yeah, that was
What season was that? Was that
Um,
Seattle? No,
it was Boston.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
think it's like season 4 or 5.
Yeah,
It's
it
pretty
was
early
fairly
on.
early on.
Yeah, he was
Oh.
super sweet and nice
Yeah.
to have on the show.
I
So-
only watched when Jacinda Barrett, was that the first one?
Yes.
No.
No, that was London, wasn't it?
That's 2
Was
or
it?
3, I think. Yeah, that was
season
London.
3.
Yeah.
one of
Because
my
season 2 was San Francisco, I
Yeah.
think.
And then
One
she
of
obviously
my-
became like a great actor.
Yeah.
I did
And-
Millennium with her.
Yes,
Yeah,
she's so
and she's married to what's the guy from Suits, right? Yeah,
oh.
From Suits?
I think so.
Oh.
I mean, I could be making it up, but
I mean, listen, if you want to ask us about other shows, we don't even know our own show. Have you watched our podcast? We know nothing.
you guys crack me up on your podcast. Gabriel Mock, I think that's
Oh,
his
Gabriel
wife.
Mocked. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, good
So-
for them. Happy
Yeah.
Father's Day to Gabriel Mock.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
My mom, Brendan, told me to say, like, she loves your work, she says, because I was trying to explain. She also experienced my Roswell and obsession. And she was like, it's so funny. That's the one show I didn't watch with you. But I was like, well, let me put it in context. You love Bones, right? And she was like, "Ah, you know it. And I was like, you remember Booth's brother? Oh, what a good looking man. What a good looking man. And I was like, that's him. She's like, oh, I might have to actually watch that episode. I said, thanks, Mom. Appreciate you.
There you go. Well, hi to your mom. Usually that's an insult. Say hi to your
Yeah.
mom for me. But
So, going back to Roswell, what were your first thoughts when you got cast? And did either of you think it was going to become such a long-lasting piece of pop culture when you were cast?
I remember once we were doing, I think for our first photo shoot, I had my head in the bowl and hair and makeup. They were washing my hair. Why was my hair not washed already? And I remember the gentleman who was doing my hair saying, "Are you ready for this show? Like you're going to be so famous. Like look at like Dawson's Creek. Like this is what's coming." And I remember just having a feeling of, no, that's not what's going to happen with the show. And it just, I could feel it in the air that it was always going to be this sort of like loved show, but fly under the radar and almost be overlooked. And yeah, I mean, it's lovely that it has had this long lasting effect, but I don't feel it got the props it deserved in real time. We barely pulled off 3 seasons by the skin of our teeth. So yeah, it's funny. I just had like a feeling in my gut that it wasn't going to be received the way I felt it should be.
I was trying my hardest, guys, to promote it.
No, and I'm like, and that's why I'd like to speak to you both. You let me down. No.
I'm sorry I did not listen to Danielle.
Jackie,
It's all my
Why?
fault.
I blame the real world.
How about you, Brendan?
I remember, I thought everything. Ask Majandra. I'm an optimist. I think I'm going to land every role. I think every movie I do is going to be phenomenal. Before, not so much anymore. But I didn't know what to expect. I was so new and things had come really fast for me. So, and you have that kind of a cocky arrogance of a teen that exists, that slowly fades as you grow up and the real world just beats you down. But it was kind of one of those things where I went, yeah, like, of course I got this. And everything was coming easy. And I thought I didn't know I loved 90210 and Party of Five. Those were the 2 shows that me and my boys watched every week. Weird.
Wow.
No, golly. But it is one of those where I didn't I thought it was a good show, but I was just in my own world of like just make the best of what I can kind of control with Michael and everything else. And so you watch the ratings, the Nielsen ratings. It was in the newspaper, USA Today, is you clip it out every whatever day that came out. And I was competitive, but we were always chasing those Buffy ratings.
Yeah.
But I always thought, and just as I was like, we're a better show. Like I always thought we were a better show. I thought we were one of the best shows on WB. It was just so well written. It was interesting. We weren't, it was much more grounded.
Yeah.
And that was just my style, right? Everyone's going to have their different opinion on what they enjoy and what they like. And it was just a show I was really proud to be on. And like Majandra said, I don't know what props. It was weird then because as well, because not everybody had the WB in America, right? I mean, it wasn't like it was now. There was a bunch of areas around the United States that you didn't wasn't available to you.
Yeah.
Well, they sure didn't have a problem finding Dawson's and the rest. So.
And it's so crazy because Dawson's obviously the showrunner there, making Scream and all those horror movies, but you guys had Jason Katims like that. I don't know.
Oh yeah, no, it was
Something
amazing.
just about every show. If his name is on it, I'm gonna watch it, and it's gonna be good every time. So I just always felt like out of all the things that he made, I never understood why there wasn't like such a fury for this, like all the other shows that he made, because it definitely has his stamp on how
I
he
know.
just,
It's so funny. It's like talk about just being in the wrong home. If
yeah,
you're in a place that just values a little bit more surfacey things or some quick dopamine fixes, as an example, I'm not saying that that's what the WB was by any stretch. That's gonna be lost on some people. And yeah, that was what was most unfortunate is watching that be what makes him so special and what he creates just be strangled out of him season by season. God
Not
bless.
really.
How did he survive that? I don't
Yeah.
know.
He can obviously do a teen show, Friday Night Lights, but
Yeah.
you have when you're on, I think it was on NBC, you
Mhm.
get to be that more grown up. You get to, and I think he was always those more grown up stories, more mature stories, and he was always fighting for those. And then they
Right.
want to kind of, I wouldn't say WB wanted to dumb it down, but it felt like we had to stay within the genre of that, whether it was the sci-fi fantasy world of Buffy and Angel and those shows, and then I
Yeah,
don't,
he's making alternative music and they wanted pop.
Yeah.
Like it was just that. And
yeah.
we weren't supposed to be a WB show. We were a Fox show. Fox passed and the WB
Oh,
picked us up. So it makes sense, but it's a
And
bummer.
then we also had early on David Nutter,
right.
who he did
See,
David Nutter was the director of the pilot,
uh,
and he holds the record for most pilots gone to series directed in a row. He
oh
did
wow.
Dark Angel, he did Roswell, he did Smallville, there's obviously many more, but then he went on to do Game of Thrones, The Red Wedding, and all those things. And so having him on board as well, he doesn't really, he's not a television director. He treats it like it's a film, like it's something precious, that it's just not this cookie cutter thing. And so having that combination of him and Katims, if that could have stayed on, if that could have continued, I think it would have been just so much better for the show going forward because they're just an unstoppable force, those two, it felt like.
Yeah. Yeah, and you telling me that it was meant for Fox makes all the sense in the world
Yeah.
because it was beyond just the teen drama. I think because it was a teen drama, they're like, "Oh, WB, no problem," but it didn't fit. So, but you guys meeting for the first time on set and knowing the enemies to lovers vibe of Michael and Maria, how
Of
was
Brendan and
that?
Majandra as well.
You're right. I love that lore. I love the fact that you two were dating in real life. I lived for that. That was like, because a lot of times, like if you have a crush on a character or something and they're dating their crush, you're like, ugh, don't like that. I just loved that you two guys were dating. And I love to see the evolution that you guys have been able to maintain your friendship and then do projects together. It's wonderful to see. That's a very rare thing, I think.
And I agree. It's so funny. It's so on the nose, obviously, to date your co-star. But I think what's so funny is how much we disliked each other when we first met. That makes it so fascinating, and how we have continued this friendship. My husband, before, when we were dating, one of the first people he met in my real life was Brendan, and it was a sit down because we'd had like a disagreement. We were on Larchmont, had to like discuss, like, air our grievances, and my husband just had to sit there and listen.
It was fight and argue, and yeah.
No, and then we came up with a resolution. And actually, he left being like, that was very, for some reason, it was a real positive in his mind. Like,
Oh.
this person isn't going to come and just burn my car or key it or something.
You
when I
work
break up with her.
towards conflict resolution. Like,
Yeah.
He's committed to the conflict resolution till the bitter end. And that's why I'm going to surprise him. And I'm going to throw all his clothes in the car and light it on fire when surprise. But yeah, it is. My mother always talks about it, how she's like, it's just so lovely. Michael and Maria lives on.
I just could not have imagined. I think Majandra, I think I can speak for where, like, our initial meeting, from the pilot, and then even once we got picked up, us dating just didn't. I mean, there wasn't even like a sniff of anything along those. Like, it was not in this realm of any sense of reality. There wasn't a multiverse that
Not only
existed.
did it not exist, it was like, it was a hell no. It was a absolutely not.
Yeah, there was no, and then I don't know, you're young and you work, you work together, and it's not like you're settling, but we were on set
Working
for
with
so
other
long.
people too. There were options.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, we were doing well. We were going to parties. There was other, yeah, no, but it was one of
Katie
those
Heigl,
things
you could
where
have had her. I mean, come on.
had her.
What the hell?
But yeah, you get to really know as much as we had to do on that show together, and you just get to know a person really well. Like, it is, you are those. It's tough to get. You got to spend time with a person to get to know them, whether you like them or not. And
Yep.
and on set, you are spending so much time, both in a work mode and in between trailer land and all that stuff. And you end up having interesting conversations. You see how someone deals, whether they're a morning person, night person, how they are when they're tired. You're dating your entire cast, right? Like
Right.
Men and women. You're essentially you're dating everyone in a sense. And so
And he really was. That was the twist.
I was dating everyone. I was in everyone's trailers all the time.
Just a stamina beyond belief.
But yeah, it's just something we never would have imagined. And then you were going to mention Guerin and Toluca, to 30 years later, for us still putting projects together and having our relationship, being friends, and then this work relationship is just, again, that's not anything I would have ever kind of seen coming either.
I didn't see it coming either. And I saw it. I was like, you know what? I just got laid off, but I think I need to donate to this Indiegogo.
No,
It was
thank you
fine. I
so
found
much.
another job right after, but like at
Oh.
the time, I was like, I gotta see it. Gotta see these
Thank
two
you.
reunited.
Yes. Thank you so much. And what did you think of it?
I thought it was fun. It was great to see
Yeah,
you
be
guys back together.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was fun. I thought it was really a good time. Anytime
a
that you guys
great
can
time.
reunite.
We had
Yeah.
a great time doing it. And then someone, by the way, recently reached out and they were like, who did all the research for you to provide such incredible Easter eggs on BNT? I was like, I know it seems like I don't remember anything about Roswell, but I did not need a researcher. I was like, that was just us. Like, we do remember.
Yeah.
But, well, thank you so much for contributing. We love BNT, and it still lives, thank God.
Yeah. Because of that, I found like this group of Roswell fans that have, I guess they interact with you and they've gone to like France and they're like
Yeah.
really diehard. So anytime I post about Roswell on our account, we get lots of love for them, and I really appreciate that. So when I
Oh
told
yeah.
them we were going to interview you, they were like, "Oh, that's amazing."
Yeah,
So
we have the best fans. It
yeah,
is, you can, obviously there's bigger fandoms out there for whatever, Star Wars, Star Trek, and Marvel, whatever you want to, but ours are just, they are loyal and they are like fervent. And the best thing is as well, it's just, there's no toxicity there. Very minimal. Like everyone is just, it's a really, it feels like safe,
yeah,
It's
you know.
true.
Yes.
And you don't always get that with the fandoms. They're always divided and you have all these groups and cliques and all that stuff, and ours just doesn't, it doesn't, even though you could have Candies and Dreamers and you got all your ship names and Max and Liz, Michael, Maria.
M&Ms.
Yeah, exactly. But it feels like it's one of those that has kind of, there's a respect for each other, and there's just not that toxicity that you can see online these days.
Yeah, it sucks to be a Star Wars fan, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
I
We,
bet.
we call them the board because they're like our board, and their opinion, they're incredibly astute, so observant of everything, really understand the lore and everything, and are also just incredibly professional. Much of them came and worked on B&T, blew our
Nice.
minds at how quickly they adapted to being set people with us, and they really are part of our plan moving forward with B&T, everything. It's the most incredible thing. And we've traveled together, we've been to France together. It's amazing. And we value their input so much. It's funny how fandom tends to be sort of ignored or written off as like hysterical and silly. And it requires such incredible executive functioning to just bring all that together and put these campaigns out and all of this stuff that is so powerful that people just, I feel like, dismiss. And these girls are, I mean, they crush it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we love them.
Yeah, I think deciding to cut pictures out of every magazine you find of people promoting your favorite show can make you look like a psychopath. But now in the age of social media, I just realized I just caught on really early what I like to do, which was
Yeah.
create content essentially from my favorite
Exactly.
things. So
Yeah,
psycho creative, whatever you want to call it.
that's the life of a creative, by the way. Everyone's always going to call you a psycho every step of the way. Just be like, okay, Bob.
You go do whatever you do.
Call me crazy, Jim. Okay. Yeah.
Well, now that you're revisiting the series through your podcast, X Files, what has it been like to look back at the time with fresh eyes? I know with our podcast, we talk about like our Y2K feelings of what movie we're covering versus like on the rewatch, what we feel now. And sometimes it's like, oh,
Didn't do well.
yeah.
And then sometimes nostalgia just takes you all the way through. You're like, I don't fucking care. I love this show. I love this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I
Well,
feel
it's
like the
amazing.
same. Yeah,
Oh,
go
go
ahead,
ahead, Mo.
Brandon. Oh, please. I feel like we're going to say the same thing. That's why I'm
Probably.
like, you say
Yeah,
it.
it is amazing how much you don't remember. And it's interesting the stuff you do remember. And I mean, but you know, Majandra was just telling me.
To fuck off.
Yeah, exactly.
Please.
No, she was just telling me, yeah, I don't think I'm spoiling anything. It's 30 years ago, but like she was like, do you remember like Max
Oh, yeah.
do you remember Max had a kid and like gave it up for adoption? And I was like, no, he didn't. And she's like, no, he does. And I'm like,
I called Brendan. I was like, so sorry. I know you're busy right now. But like, it was that important. Like, it's like it just happened. This was like a week ago. That's how I was like, sorry, pressing news. And like, I don't want to have to explain to him why I'm even watching Roswell again. This was not for the podcast. This is like on my own time. And he goes, no, that did not happen.
Yeah, I was like, no, he didn't. And she was like, no, he did. And I was like, wait. And like, it's still so funny where I don't know if it's because I have a bad memory or maybe I was just selfish and focused on my own storylines. But I mean, I did watch the show like at that time. Like I wanted to see how it was all put together. And it's just amazing looking back and going, I do not remember this happening. I do not remember filming this. I don't remember
Right.
being in this location. But there's so many things that I do remember. And overall, though, watching the show, you have obviously some really great episodes and then some kind of middle of the road. Like you're not going to be
Yeah.
throwing up 10 out of 10s
I don't know what
every
you're talking
episode.
about. Every episode was a 10 out of 10.
But
Especially that baby one.
but it does hold up well though. Like
Yeah.
looking back, sure, there's a few CGI stuff, and maybe there's a few things that haven't aged well, just in terms of like representation, right? Or maybe like Mahandra like wanting to marry Brody or like it's just like an odd like wait like
Just to help him with his child, with his.
I was like, that man is
Child.
grown. This is weird. That was an odd storyline.
And that she
Yeah.
wasn't like in love with him. She was just like, let me throw my entire life under the bus to help you care for your child because heaven forbid a man do it alone. Like it was so odd. Like,
yeah. So there was some odd stuff that maybe doesn't age quite well, but for the
Right.
most part, it's pretty inoffensive. Like in
Yeah.
that sense, so you can watch it and not be like, "Ooh, this is making me feel uncomfortable." And then the storylines and everything else, because it was grounded, it still holds it holds up really well, I think. And that is something that I think is a testament to the writing and the acting and everything else, and something that I can be proud of, that we should all be proud of, because that doesn't happen for every TV show.
Right.
Definitely.
Side note, Jackie, the character Brody was the guy from Go that we love with the Simon.
Oh, Simon.
with the
Yeah.
hair.
Yeah.
Go is such a great movie.
Such a good
So
movie.
good.
We covered it not too long ago. We
Oh,
were so
okay.
excited. Yeah. So how did you guys decide, okay, we're going to do a podcast, we're going to do this rewatch? How did that come about? And what do you see, where do you see it like after you run through the episodes and everything? Are you going to continue or turn it into something else maybe?
Well, I mean, the idea came from just the discovery of I'm not, Brendan, you can see behind him. He properly celebrates his life. And I will just throw everything away. Like
That's from Biker Boys. This is the $100 bill Jason gave me and framed for peeing my pants on the set of Roswell. This is the jersey from the YouTube video I did.
There's something from Night Shift, which I don't acknowledge as a project.
Yeah. Mahandra has a real affinity,
Well,
lack
because
of affinity for Night Shift.
I'd say a distaste. We went to the Atlanta not Atlanta, the Austin TV Festival, and they did a Roswell thing. They brought us all out, and his Night Shift people were also there, right, Brendan? For a
We
Night
had,
Shift
me and
something?
Mahandra hadn't seen each other for 5 or 6 years. And
And I'm sorry, everyone else from Roswell's there too. And while we're all hanging out after, and we're all done with the appearance stuff and all the things that we had to do, and it's actually like hangout time, choose what you want to do, he went off and hung with the Night Shift people. And there's no point.
well,
ever forgetting
Mahandra, we were not getting along at
that. It has
that
nothing to do
time.
with me. I brought your best friend, Scott Brown, as my +1. You went off to the Night Shift people.
I had to, it was a balancing act, and she's held it against me ever since.
I do
I
that
was
to
literally sitting across the room, you guys, with my mouth just agape. Like, oh my God. He's over, like, I'm sitting next to Jason. Sherry's across from me. I got Scott Brown here. And this schmuck.
So, Brendan, no regrets?
What a great question.
No regrets about leaving?
Like in life, ever?
No, I meant leaving to go hang out with the night shift crew.
I went back and forth, right? It was, I didn't leave everybody.
He literally would go back and forth, but that was too much, in my opinion. He should have stayed right next to us.
You were so cold to me too, though. It's just like, this is, oh yeah.
I was nice at first, and then when I saw your choices, I saw your actions, I said, you know what?
These are literal conversations I have with Danielle. She's like, "Oh, you're just gonna hang out with your other friends now?"
I
I'm
said,
like,
who's that bitch you posted on your story? That ain't me.
Yeah. 100%. These are the questions.
One
Yeah.
time I went to Austin to go visit Jackie. It was like one of the first times that I met some of her friends that lived there. And one of her friends, as a joke, was just like, "Hi, I'm so and so. I'm Jackie's best friend." And I was like, "Do you want to get hit?"
Yeah.
Like, what? And Jackie's like, she's joking, she's joking. She's like, "Don't do that. Don't
Like
do
Danielle's
that.
really possessive, just
Don't do that." Jackie's possessive too, but she does
Yes.
it in a much more discreet way.
That's
So,
hilarious.
yeah.
Yeah.
But we've been friends since we were 15. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, I have. That's my friend Alexandra. I mean, there's people that think they're her best friend too. I'm like, oh, that's cute. Not even close. Come on.
do you know how to fight? Just
Yeah.
wondering.
I feel bad for you for what's to come. Yeah.
Oh boy.
You both worked on a variety of shows and films between 95 and 2005, from Traffic to the Tony Danza Show to CSI Miami. Any favorite roles or behind the scenes stories that you rarely get to share about that time?
Well, for me, it was Zeus and
Oh God,
Roxanne.
Zeus and
That
Roxanne.
was Joshua Jackson in that one.
He was not.
Maybe it was Flipper he was in, but
Probably those were our big.
yes.
That was our competition.
It
The
was.
dueling dolphin movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was so fun because that was my first job ever, and that was wild. Like to just be flown to the Bahamas. I was like, I could get used to this. Yeah. And I was there for a couple months, which is so great. And that Steve Gutenberg, man. I mean, what
Yes.
a life force. What a life force. He would just come in every day, exactly what you'd expect. The most positive attitude, just incredible. So many push-ups. And just lovely. And Kathleen Quinlan at the time was nominated for an Academy Award. And so she had to leave at some point for a couple days to go to the Academy Awards. I was like, wow. like you just think like that's what it's always going to be like. So that was cool. And of course, at that age, at 15, having to work with dolphins every day is
Ugh.
just,
You're
it's
living
insane. Yeah. So
that's
that was lovely. But it was also a full MGM film. Like there was
Yeah.
no corners in any which way that were cut. And besides Traffic, that may have been the only one that ever had such a just top-notch production. So a little bit of a come down afterwards.
Bahamas
Like,
and
where are the
dolphins.
dolphins?
Yeah.
Where's my personal dolphin? Yeah.
Brendan, any movies or standout roles or behind the scenes stories from that time period for you?
Well, I remember the first lead I had in a movie was The Forsaken. And
yes.
I had done it in between season 1 and 2. And I remember thinking this is going to be this is going to make me a movie star. This is going to be massive. I was expecting like a $25 million opening weekend. Katie had done a movie as well that was coming out at the same time-ish. It was like a
Yes.
Valentine horror movie. I
We
can't
have
recall.
covered that on the podcast as well.
And what's the name of it?
Valentine.
Okay, it is called Valentine.
Yeah.
And I remember and we were getting along, but I used to view this as like a competitive, everything was a competition. And it is a competitive field, right, to get roles, but I don't feel, it's not like you win, I lose type deal. Like it is, it is the arts, and you gotta kind of, the competition aspect goes out the window a little bit. But back then I was just like,
I'm gonna take this bitch down.
Oh, dude, absolutely, dude. I wanted The Forsaken to like bury that movie and be like, yes, I am 100%. I was not rooting for it, right? Like I'm rooting for her, and but like I wanted, and I think The Forsaken opened up to like maybe like 3.1 million, like in 5th place or 6th place or something like that, and I was like, oh, and like that was my first real disappointment in the business. Like that was the wake up call of, oh, what you think is going to happen is probably not going to happen. Like all of a sudden the odds, everything had happened very fast for me. Up until then, I had been climbing the ladder. Like there was just like steep escalation in terms of better jobs, better roles, getting better. Everything was just kind of on this upward trajectory, and I just never thought it was going to stop. And then The Forsaken was like this first crash and burn where I went, oh, and it was like, it was very, I remember it was very humbling.
Yeah.
And I went, oh yeah, maybe not everything is going to go your way. And you can, if you're an artist, you can write a song that you think is phenomenal. I mean, I listen to songs all the time that I'm just like, this thing probably never touched the top 100. And this song is great. I love this song. I'll turn it on. And there's thousands, tens of thousands of songs like that. And you're just like, and that's, you're just like, so what makes it, what is that recipe? What makes a hit song, and why does it become a hit song or movie or film or whatever else? And that's the thing about Roswell is we can dissect it and say the chemistry and the writing and everything else. But there's been other shows like it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But is it a timing thing? Is it a cultural thing? Is it the right, like, there's an X factor there that is just, you don't know what it is. And you can't, if we could figure it out, they'd be making hit movie after hit movie and hit show after hit show. And that's not the case. And so when you get looking back now at my career, and obviously having more misses than hits by far in terms of TV, movies, and roles, you're really thankful for the ones that do hit. And it's something like this, something that lasts, you're even more so, because the odds are they're not in your favor. They really aren't. And so that's what makes this show really special. And when I was younger, I would have just assumed, not that I deserved it, but it came easy so fast. And now, having grown up, you're just really thankful for those things. And you're thankful for the shitty jobs too, because even now, just getting a job, just the landscape of how everything's changed with streaming and the way things are done. And we've proven that now to do a movie, it used to be 3 months, 4 months. But now they went, well, let's see if they can do it in 30 days. Oh, let's see if they can do it in 25 days. Oh, you can? Let's do it in 20 days. But now they're making movies in 12 days.
That's crazy.
Because we've shown that we can, but it's like, it's still not the way to make them.
Right.
Ideal.
But that's what's wild, is that it's always changing, and that, I guess, is just life. But anytime something becomes comfortable or you think you understand the formula, it's like, JK, here's a new thing. Like for us, when we were on Roswell, that was a time where it was just becoming maybe okay to be on TV if you wanted to still be in movies.
Yeah.
And you took TV shows a lot of the time simply for the stability, which is hilarious. But like, it really was like, well, at least odds are they give you at least 3 seasons to find the legs of the show and this and that. And it's like, now
you felt like you could turn a show down. Like, nah, I'm not going to take that one. I'll another one is around the corner next week.
Right.
Oh yeah, it would turn so much stuff down. And then Roswell came, I was like, oh, this is cool. And then I was like, oh, but it's TV. And it was like, but it was too cool. It transcended the TV of it all. And I was like, all right, I'll do it. And then meanwhile, now you have to be a TikTok creator. Your odds are, have you guys watched Overcompensating? Like,
I started watching it.
Like, you're just like, well, of course, like, he's incredible. Like, give him his own show. and yeah, it's kind of, it's funny to become an age where you're like, it used to be easier. Like, that's what I would hear when I would be sitting with like Dean Stockwell during the Tony Danza show. He'd be like, back in my day. And it's like, yeah, it's just always changing. It's crazy. It's so frustrating.
Well, now I was just having a conversation with Gabe Sachs, creator of The Night Shift. Mahandra's just going to tune out. No, she loves Gabe. But, he was talking about, now there's this thing called short reels.
Yep.
Let me tell you about it.
Yeah.
He was like, however bad you think it could be, it's worse.
Yep.
And they're like 1.5-minute reels, right?
It's so bad. I'm not even like, the acting level in hell. It's so bad. But
they're making millions
of dollars. But the formula, I think, because everyone's attention span, and I'm a K-drama girly. I love Korean dramas. So there's an element of like some soap operas to it, and taking some of the formats and the formula of a Korean drama and incorporating it in these very like soapy bonkers bad like, but it just like you know what you're getting, and the way that they do it as a reel or a TikTok, you end up realizing that you've spent like 15 minutes watching this thing, and then it puts you on a cliffhanger, and then you want to go purchase to watch the rest. It's insane. So I did a video about it on my TikTok because I'm like, is anyone having this thing happen to them? Because I know I'm mentally sane and this is bad, but they get me every time. I don't know what it is, but now they're like, it may be something that people look into for Hollywood.
Yeah,
Oh,
well,
I'm
Quibi
in.
was a
I'm
little
in.
before that, right? Quibi was, and then it didn't quite work.
It just
It
missed.
and again, they're probably going, "Oh, we were just ahead of our time." Like, it is that right time, right space. I mean, they could almost now bring it back,
Yeah.
whatever, rename it, but that's apparently where we're going, and I'm just like, this is not.
It's not
So
that
yeah,
we're
we were talking, the
going, we're
landscape is
there.
always changing,
But it's from
and
the female gaze. I think that's the thing, right? Like, yes, these things are very corny and cheesy, but it is very much on the pulse of what women want to see, I guess you could say. Like,
Right.
it's definitely targeting women, where if you look at a lot of projects, as much as we've kind of come far along, it's still not quite there, it's still from a male gaze. So I think that's why these are doing so well. And if anyone
interesting.
could just tap into it and make a semi decent one, you know the guy, the actor Dominic Purcell?
Purcell,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
his son is in one.
Yeah.
And that one actually wasn't so bad because his acting, the two actors weren't so bad. So it's just gonna take a little bit. If they make it just semi better than what it is now, though they're already blowing up. It's
I'm
I
gonna. I
know.
have to watch it. I've not. Well, I've just been told about it. I have to watch one just to see what this is.
yeah, y'all need to get on it.
Oh yeah, I got like a couple months ago a forward from my husband being like, "What's the plan, Mahandra?" Like, and it just forwarded the whole like breakdown of what it is, how to get in it, and I was like, "Okay." Yeah, no, I mean, listen, if they want to put BMT in little minute bites, I'll do it. I mean, I get it too. It's so funny. I have no attention span for things. I'm like, all right, when is Elizabeth Banks coming on? The Jessica Biel Bad Sister or whatever, the Better Sister show. I'm like,
Yes.
where's Elizabeth? Like, just so I have absolutely no
Yeah.
attention span myself, so I completely get it. But
Well, yeah, I can't watch anything with my family. Like, there is no family viewing. It's my three daughters and my wife will watch something together, and I'll watch something because they have to talk the whole time, and they have to have conversations about not even the movie necessarily, but just kind of a conversation in between. And I get like angry, like
Yeah.
yeah,
legitimately
that's
angry
wild.
because I'm like, you need to watch this like you're in a movie theater.
Yeah.
But that's
Like,
they
that is the
might.
rule. Like, just because we're in our living room, you don't get to. And I was like, when you put a show on, watch it like you're in a movie theater. And they just go like, no, we don't enjoy it that way. And I literally just have to go, I can't watch anything with you. I just have to go
I
watch on my own.
I am I'm like, I'd be great in your household, Brendan, because I'm the only person in my household that just wants to make little comments here and there. Everyone else just sits and they perfectly lock in and they can sit through the entire thing. I think it's like a fear of God put in them too, because we are like, it's so important to be able to sit and not ruin the movie for everyone. But it's hard not to just once in a while pepper in a little.
That's fine, but throughout the whole thing. And then the other thing that I have a big issue with, Mahandra, what is it for film? We've talked about this for watching movies and
It
TV.
was Brendan, that was what you just saw
Subtitles.
right now.
I refuse to do
We have a
subtitles.
really we've had a lot of almost near breakup of friendship over this because I do feel that, and I honestly think, guys, that I am at a point where I might be having to get like one hearing aid. Like, I can't hear anything. I'm always like, what? Like, and it's happening a lot, like where my kids say stuff, and I'm like, what do you say? And this might be selective, I'm not sure, but so subtitles are super like clutch for me in certain moments, and Brendan is an absolutely not guy.
I
Oh,
am anti.
Brendan, You can't watch a movie with Jackie or me.
No, they
No.
help me hear better.
I
And I
can't.
can't stop
But you're-
talking.
I need my subtitles, and Danielle can't stop talking. It's
I would just
Brendan's
jump
worst
out the
nightmare.
window well, my thing is my kids with subtitles. I'm like, you can hear, your hearing is perfect. It's at its peak right now. Why are we putting on subtitles? Because you're reading it, you're not looking, it's a visual medium. And all you're doing, you might as well just go read a book then. Because
Yeah.
You're
you're
very
not
against.
watching the people and the acting and the expressions because you're just busy going over the words.
What
And
about on a rewatch? Like, I know personally, now that I'm rewatching these movies that I've seen a million times in my youth, there will be lines I'm like, huh, is that what
missed
they've been
that.
saying all these
Yeah.
years? Like, I
Yeah.
will mishear lines, and I'm like,
Literally, it's the funniest thing. My husband and I together, and this is like, we've been together since our 20s. Like, it's not an old age thing. We would always be like, what did he say?
yeah.
There's like a panic. Like, it's
But
like,
you know what?
he's like,
It's
I don't
just
know. And then I'm like, I don't know either. And now with the subtitles, it's incredible. Like,
you'll eventually know. But you know what makes it so great is because it's like rack 'em up like a douching in the night, right? Like no one knows. I don't want to know what they say. It's just rack 'em up like a douching
Fair.
in the
Another
night.
runner in the
I
night. And guess why I know
what it is.
that?
I'm just gonna sing it like that though. It's so
Like,
much
I
better.
mean-
Everyone's got their different spin on it. Don't need a subtitle.
On that note, if that's how you feel, then they shouldn't put the lyrics inside the CDs with the beautiful little booklets. You're anti that. No, I think that if you literally, I mean, we rewind and cannot figure out what
Yeah.
they're saying, like, and that's where you go, oh, okay. But I think it's also like if you're watching something like The Wing, or like you want to be able to know the more like complicated things that they're discussing that you might not have heard or literally even understand.
Yeah.
I think it's very helpful, but
Yeah,
I think that it does require like a discipline, especially if you're watching, let's just say a stand-up comic. You cannot let yourself read because you're gonna see the punchline
Yes.
before, and so there's all that stuff of just like, okay, don't look down, there for your few moments of not hearing. But yeah, it happens all the time. I would honestly love it on people, like in front of me.
Yes.
When is that going to happen?
We need the Google Glass where they're just subtitles for people.
Yes.
Yeah.
And now my daughter has like one of those like palette expanders with her
No,
braces. So it truly is. She's like, huh, I have no idea. This is subtitles.
Well, we just have a lightning round of quick answers only. And again, thank you for taking this time
Yes,
with us. We've
thank
had
you.
so much fun.
Thank
It
you
was
so
a
much.
blast. So, dream co-star you never got to work with in the 2000s.
In the 2000s. Oh, well, I would say Claire Danes.
Oh, that's a good
She's
one.
still with us.
Yeah. Yes.
Dream coat. Who would I have? Oh, Reese Witherspoon.
Ooh, that's a good
Excellent.
I was in love with her.
one too. Which other WB besides Roswell, if you had a chance, would you have joined the show?
Shows.
I think probably go Dawson's.
Yeah. Your buddy Kerr's on there, so that would be fun.
Her, yeah, and Josh, we know James. I would go because I'm always more of a grounded, like I've been in a lot of horrors and sci-fi, like Final Destination and some Marvel and first, but I always like two people sitting across the table talking.
Yeah.
What multicams were on the WB? Anything fun? Sitcoms?
There was two guys in a pizza place, Zoe Duncan, Jack, and there was the Wayans brothers, Jamie Foxx,
You have
I
a
mean,
Jamie
put
Foxx.
me on the Jamie
Reba.
Foxx. In a
Reba.
heartbeat.
Reba.
No way. I would die. I'm terrified of country. Fucking country. Oh, I'd never sleep. Yeah, put me on Jamie Foxx or put me on maybe Zoe Duncan Jack, but that's too close to home.
What was your go-to snack from craft services back in the day?
I
The
would say
breakfast donut.
Oreos. Oh, yeah, breakfast donut. What a
Breakfast
beautiful way to
donut.
put a donut. Oreos dunked in milk, I say is a go-to still.
And the red vines are the worst. Twizzlers all the way. Red vines are trash.
Hallelujah. trash, garbage.
Absolutely.
And lastly, which Roswell episode do you find to be just your personal favorite? I know fans probably have their favorites, but your personal favorite.
I mean, we
285
always
South.
say, yeah, 285 South. I unfortunately have the same one, which makes it quite boring. But yeah, 285 South is a personal favorite.
I'd go
Um,
Independence Day, like for Michael's character, was a really big one.
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
now I'm just gonna add that one where Max gives up a baby.
I've-
Just because, holy shit! I mean, I have never been more. And then when I called Brendan, I was like, "Is Max a bad person?" I didn't know how to feel about it. So yeah, no, but 285 South for sure. Yeah.
Well,
Um,
Mahandra, Brendan, thank you so much for joining us. This was surreal.
Thank you. Well,
So
thank you all
we'll
for
be
hopping
rocking out
on.
together in spirit.
And
Yes,
if you
definitely.
if you ever want any pictures from the wonderful clip book, you just let me know. I have
They're
one of
originals.
Mahandra and your sister, you
I
guys
love
together.
it. Yes.
And
You know what was a really good, just speaking of, what was that French magazine, Mahandra, that had like that really high-end French one that we were
Yeah,
always in?
Arcanium or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they were so good. The pages were like
Yeah, yeah. It was very good quality of
very good
fur and everything
quality.
else. Yeah,
The
yeah.
Europeans, they just they do things so much better. It's insane.
Thank
guys
you
so
so much
much.
for
Thank
hopping
you.
on. It was a blast. We really enjoyed this.
yes,
Wonderful.
I
Us as
can't
well.
wait
Thank
till you
you.
guys leave so I can cry.
All right.
All right. Well,
You can be vulnerable in front of us.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much.
Yes,
Thank
thank
All
you.
right.
Don't forget to check us out at No More Late Fees on TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, Threads, Blue Sky. Send in your Roswell pics, your scrapbooks, your posters, your favorite characters, things you loved about Mahandra and Brendan, the movies and TV shows, anything. We want to hear from you.
And as always, be kind and rewind.